After 3.5 weeks away, the Aces are finally back. The first pitch is high. We're underway. Nick Ward takes ball one. Gave up 3 home runs his last time out. Unusual for the lefty who has been so good in this league. He's the reigning pitcher of the year, Gunnar Kynes.
Now he's in Australia.
2-2 pitch. And a called third strike on the inside corner. So
nice.
So far, so good for Gunnar Kynes. I doubt that we'll see much of both. Now, granted, the way that the weather looks this weekend, I think it does favor the guys. In what was a wild 4-game series, a couple of doubleheaders last weekend, right before the Christmas break.
ABL Rookie of the Year last year.
That is a broken back grounder. Nice pick by Darryl George at third, and a strong throw across.
34-year-old, about to turn 35.
Well, he's coming up on that milestone, but he's also coming up on 2,000 games played. Jeffrey Dunn, the second base umpire. Popped up off to the first base side, out of play, 0-2. We're walking by the parking lot at the Laverton train station. There's hardly anybody. 3-2, sky to center field. Easy for Whitefield. 3 up, 3 down for Gunnar Kynes in the top of the first. We go to the bottom half. The Giants 0, and the Aces coming up. And the first pitch lifted foul by Zion, 0-1. He's just been a good catalyst for Melbourne there. A couple of home runs this year, including one that he hit against Brisbane last week for your New Year's Eve festivities. Payoff pitch. That's a broken bat flare, left center field. Altman back, cannot get there. And the contact is tough to come by against Wells. You got to take anything you can, and Bannister will take that, a leadoff single. And they try and figure out a place for Bannister. It's been that leadoff spot. And then, of course, you need a place for Aaron Whitefield, so he has settled in to that 2 spot. A lot with team bonding. This is popped up, foul ground.
Out of play.
There goes Bannister. And a ground ball over to first. It's a fair ball grabbed by Wingrove. Whitefield is out, but Bannister safe at second. So the Aces do have the game's first run into scoring position. And
That'll
here comes
work.
Robbie Glendening. 26 1/3, no runs allowed. Saturday evening in Brisbane, but still walked 3 times. Bannister takes for third. It's hit in the air to left field. Lattimore coming in.
No.
Dodge cannot get there. It gets past him to the base of the wall. Bannister trots in. Glendening at second. The first run allowed by Wells this season. And the Aces have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first.
So we'll have a look here on the replay. Runners going. Hit deep. Lattimore diving effort, but it gets by him. And Zion waltzes in for the first run of the game.
Glendening at second. And the Aces with a 1-0 lead. Bird 6 homers, 25 RBIs, tied for first. And a leading, respectively, in those categories. Pulls this to Wingrove, easy play. Glendening to third, 2 down here at the bottom of the first. He flared out the shallow left center, and the RBI double from Glendening. First pitch swinging from Darryl George out to right. And Knight broke in, makes the play, and the inning comes to an end. But Wells allows a run for the first time this season, and the Aces have a 1-0 lead. We go to the second here at MVP. In Brisbane last weekend, he goes 1-2-3. Left on left to start, and that got away from Kynes and hits Wingrove on the back. So a hit batter to begin things. His second season, but with very, very different circumstances a second time around. They're having the time of their lives. Their second year of marriage. Altman pops this straight back and out of play. 2 strikes with Wingrove at first. 1-0 in the top of the second. Middle infield, a double play depth. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Altman down on strikes. He had a tough go against Melbourne 3 weeks ago. 2 lowest strikeout totals team-wide coming in. And a strike up at the zone called on McCardle. It's 2-1. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, 2-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And a called third strike. Third strikeout for Kynes. Back-to-back Ks here at the top of the second. They come to Melbourne right before the new year. And I think what you could argue so far, this is well hit left field. sending Burke back at the track. At the wall, he leaps up, and this ball is gone.
Andrick Nava, the Venezuelan, got hold of that. We mentioned the left field, that maybe some balls flying out of the park with that wind blowing from right to left. And sure enough, Nava got hold of that. He's got some power, and away it sailed. Championship-winning coach of the Perth Heat.
Tries a bunt and pops it straight back foul. Here's the 0-1. And a breaking ball called strike 2. Yeah, Perth native. It's only the second time the Aces have played 10 or more consecutive road games in franchise history. The first time since 2011. It's a big swing and a miss, and 3 strikeouts and the second for Kynes. He gives up the 2-run home run and gives up the lead. Adelaide take a 2-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the second here in Altona.
Great place to watch a game.
Well, 2-1, we go to the bottom of the second inning, and Jared Dale leads things off. And Dale has been outstanding and takes strike 2 from Lachlan Wells. And he cracks this high, straightaway center field. But Fergus back in the shadows of the Melbourne Ballpark scoreboard. He makes the catch. Well, Wells allowed the first run he's given up all season. RBI double from Robbie Glendenning in the first. This over to Spence, and a simple out number 2 for Wells. Went 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. That's really the only time that George has struggled on the road this season. In fact, coming in, George has some Melbourne Ballpark hits coming his way.
Maybe I should ask John Diebel about that.
Trying to retire his 5th consecutive Melbourne ace. Here's the pitch. And this is popped up by Khalil. Knight coming in from right. And he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Wells. 5 consecutive retired. Well, we go to the third. 2-1 Adelaide. 2-run home run from Andrick Nava. The offenses have fared pretty well in the early going. 2 strikes here to Kate Fergus. Well, he rips this down the left field line.
That's trouble.
Well, get to the base of the wall. Fergus with good speed. And he's standing at second with a leadoff double. Kate Fergus is here to do one thing. That's one thing only, hit. He hasn't really done that yet. He has been so productive when he's been on the base paths, and he's there once again with a leadoff double. This is stroked well out to left field. Burke, though, reaches up on the warning track to make the catch. Good base running by Fergus. You can see that speed tagging. He's easily into third. 2-1. The Giants on top. And a good pitch from Gunnar on the outside corner. It's 1-1. He has played in AAA baseball. Just one step below the major leagues. And the hope for the Geelong kid is that that dream one day could come to fruition. Here's the 2-2. Into right field. Should be deep enough. Bannister makes the catch and doesn't even think about it. Fergus tags, trots in, and the Giants cash in on a leadoff double, a sac fly from Spence, and Adelaide has a 3-1 lead here in the third. And this time he lifts it out to Burke. Mile high fly ball, but Burke there in the end, and the inning is over. This ballpark is ready to go. And it's nice to be back for the first time since the 1st of December. Lachlan Wells back on the mound for the first time in a couple of years. I think the big question is, what's next for him? This is crushed way out towards left field. The track, the wall, and this is gone. Mitch Edwards, his first as a Melbourne ace, no doubt about it, out to left. And the first home run allowed for Wells in this league since 2013. It's 3-2 now in the bottom of the third. This year, the Melbourne ace has hit a leadoff home run in any inning, and Edwards, I think, knew that off the bat. No doubt about it. I mean,
did.
Lattimore went back, but he had no chance at the wall.
You could tell. You just that close-up shot of Mitch's face, he knew that was gone.
That brings up Zion Bannister. Ground ball pulled over to third. Here's Ward. Throw across in time. One out here in the third. It's off from Nava in the second. Here's Aaron Whitefield with one out, nobody on base, but 1 run in. 1-1 to Whitefield. And a flare over towards first. Foul ground. Wingrove back. And it is...
Got it.
Caught. I couldn't see that through the netting, but yeah, he made the catch.
Great work.
2 outs.
Gonna need a degree in meteorology before the night's over.
I was going to say, I need to get my notebook out. Another play. This time it's the second baseman Spence sliding down. And two outstanding plays in foul ground by the right side of the Adelaide infield.
Rickson Wingrove, Josh Altman, and Jordan McArdle. And here is Wingrove. He was hit by a pitch the first time up, came around and scored. Swing and a miss. Two quick strikes. There's a slow ground at first. Bird makes the easy play. Gets his fellow first baseman out. One away.
Those teams are playing pretty darn well, and the one exception remains Sydney.
And a runner on first who's going. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt. Gets into center field. Altman will stay at second. Grounded to first. Bird's going to make the play. Altman moves down to third. 2 outs.
I think that's actually behind home plate.
Do you think that? I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, you can see her turned around right behind the...
That's hit into the hole between second and short. Seeing eye single, they used to call that, as Bird ends up on first base.
The Melbourne ace. And they overshift him, and he still finds a way regardless to beat it.
No kidding.
Sitting on 37 in his aces career.
That's grounded in the hole, base hit into left field. First 2 men on.
Let's see if they ask Dale to lay down a bunt.
That's it, the third. Play is made over to second, throw to first, double play.
In the league, and first pitch swinging, trying to ambush. It's actually a pretty good pitch to hit over the inside part of the plate, but Wells takes just enough off. They've been saying basically the opposite of what's been happening at the MCG during the test against Pakistan.
Yeah, it's very true. As Fergus goes down swinging, you're right. No rain expected. Wake up, it's raining. Oh, they've got the runner now. Throw down to second. Got him. Nice work for the Aces, and the threat is ended here in the top of the 5th inning. Quickly on the replay. Kynes saw it right away. Went to Bird. Bird went down to Glendenning, and that'll get it done. And Khalil goes down swinging, 1 away. First strikeout of the night. It's popped up, should be playable. Knight in. Calls off the second baseman Spence. Makes the out. 2 down.
Wells is settling in here in this 5th inning.
Zion Bannister rips a shot down the third base line all the way out to the fence. Zion's into second. Stand up double. Second hit of the night for Big Z.
I thought it was clear his best role was as the leadoff man. And you see he gets a breaking ball up in the zone and doesn't try and do too much with it. He's just trying to be the catalyst. 2 outs, trying to keep the inning moving along for the big hitters coming through. Playoff favorites.
Spence steps in and hits that one hard. Back towards the warning track in deep left center, but Whitefield is there.
You do have 3 on the left side against Lattimore.
That's hit in the exact same spot. Whitefield back again on the warning track and makes the catch. Almost an exact replica of the previous long ball from Spence.
In Sydney.
Swing and a miss. That's good work from Wells. 2 balls and then 3 quick strikes on Bird. That's hit hard into right field. Knight turned around a little bit, but gets there. Briley Knight initially lost it, did a little bit of a 360, but youngster made the catch there.
Now understand fully what she means, because we've had to close the window here in our booth. There's a pretty breaking ball from Joey Steele.
And then you go to San Francisco, wind, cold. It just happens that. Got to be proactive in this world, Michael.
That's a good. This is struck out to left center.
Hit.
Yeah, that is down for a hit. Whitefield cuts it off, and McArdle held to a long single, so 1 on, 1 out.
Oof.
And he rips this into right field. That dunks down for a base hit. So McArdle at second, Nava at first, 2 on, 1 out. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Totally fooled him. Paints a fastball on the outside corner, and you could tell Knight just wasn't ready for it. Series opener against Adelaide. And a 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Joey Steele with a beautiful breaking ball. Chris Burke looming on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pretty breaking ball there from Bortka.
Sure was.
And I enjoyed watching the test.
Ooh.
And I called third strike up the zone. Burke upset, and I think he has an argument. That looked a little high. We get another look here. Oh, that's a good pitch.
Yeah, I think it is.
There. And now Edwards flips around a bat from the left side and punches a beautiful bunt to the third base side. It simply does not get better than that in scoring position. How about this bunt? Absolute perfection. Ward not even thinking twice about it over at third. Full count, 2 outs. Base is full. 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip held onto by Nava. And Whitefield down on strikes to end the inning. Here's the 0-2. Crack tie out towards Whitefield. He's got plenty of room and makes the catch for out number 1. Now the 2-1. Ground ball towards third.
Ooh.
Takes a wicked little hop, but Darryl George with a throw over to first. Picked by Bird, but not in time. And Lattimore beats out an infield single.
I think. Have a look.
Yeah, hits right off the dirt.
And he has to move.
Darryl did a nice job adjusting to it. And here comes John Diebel. And indeed, they're going to go to the left-hander. Here's the 2-2. Got to call third strike. Glendenning knew it. Over the inside corner, pretty pitch there from Nakayoshi, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-2, swing and a miss.
Got him.
Filthy from the left-hander, Nakayoshi, and 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts in a scoreless 8th. But we haven't seen any runs since the 3rd inning. That's flared to right center, and that'll dunk down for a base hit. McCardle stops at second, but 2 on, 1 out. Payoff pitch. Line shot towards left center field. That is trouble. It's down for a hit. Fielded by Whitefield. Throws it home. It's a good throw. Curione wisely held up at third.
Played that really well. You can see him come over, immediately up, ready to throw. Boom.
Curione would have. Ground ball towards short. Glendenning comes home for 1. No! It's under the glove of Edwards. 1 run in. Gets away. Throw back home. And Rutsky covering. They get the out on Nava trying to sneak in a 2nd run.
I have to get a replay of this. Here it comes. There's the throw. Hard to
it's
tell.
Tough to tell from that angle. But that a big run for the Giants. And this line to the left field, that is down for a base hit. That'll make it 5-2. Fergus speeding around second, slides into third. Meanwhile, Ward with an RBI double makes it 5-2. Adelaide, the Giants have added 2 big ones here in the 9th. Doesn't look like the Aces will go to another arm. And I think if you're a Melbourne pitching staff, you've only used 2 relievers tonight, and you were trying as hard as you could to get through this because it just felt like it's ripped down the right field line, and it drops for a base hit. Burke on his way to second, and he's there standing up. So the Aces with a little bit of life here, 2 outs remaining. It's tough. These 2 pitching staffs don't give up a ton of runs.
No, they don't. And you're absolutely right as we watch Burke. Good hit down the right field line.
A 5-2 in the 9th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Khalil. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's into center field. A base hit. Here comes Burke. He scores. The Ace is still alive. 3 RBIs tonight for Edwards. And a tying run step to the plate. 5-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. Still a multi-RBI game nonetheless. And that's a professional at bat. Fought off some tough pitches and bounces one up the middle. 1-2. Ground ball towards second. It should do it. Grabbed by Spence. And he throws the first. The ball game is over. So the Giants take game one of this big 5-game series.